of the Saudi money, if we may say, but the U.S. has actually for this attack. This is just their reaction, if we may say, because they threatened North, and they would have to leave at some point. And I think that at least the U.S. can be pragmatic enough things inside Syria. And I think Israel as well. But what they're trying to do is to at least weaken Syrian government and the allied forces inside Syria. Now, what the Israeli role might be, they are at least on high alert now, especially after the speech of Sayyid Hassan Nasrallah saying that there will be an Iranian retaliation, or perhaps at least this time they have put themselves in a confrontation, and a direct confrontation with the Islamic Republic of Iran, which now has considered that they have forces that have been killed by the Israelis directly and not indirectly as they have been in the past as a result of targeting Hezbollah posts inside Syria. Like in the past, in Qunayt, there was a member of the Revolutionary Guard was done by mistake. This time, no, it was done on purpose. So this is something that we might see. We want to see how it's going to be played out.
All right, thank you for that, Mariam Salar. In Beirut, see live images from Damascus, the Syrian capital, with crowds of people out in support of the Damascus government, waving the flags of their country and also chanting slogans. This is just a couple of hours after that U.S.-led attack. This is Umayyad Square in Damascus, and it's early hours of the day. Now let's go to Damascus. We have Mohammed Ali, our correspondent there. Let's ask him. Mohammed, tell us about the mood in Damascus.
Yes, residents of Damascus, large numbers of people took to the streets just an hour after the U.S. attack on Damascus. They marched and gathered in the Umayyad. You can just see now in the pictures, they have gathered there waving the Syrian flag and chanting slogans in support of the Syrian government and the Syrian president and the support of their homeland. They're saying that Syria is victorious despite all of the attacks. The residents there are saying that the Syrian government and the Syrian army has been gaining ground against the terrorists on the ground. Those terrorist groups, referring to the United States, Britain, and France, are now attacking Syria because the terrorists themselves have failed to achieve any progress on the ground. They are saying that finally now the terrorist supporters are unveiling their assets. Now the Syrian government, despite all of such attacks, whether by the terrorists or their supporters, the Syrian army is victorious on the ground, and the Syrian people also regard themselves also victorious now because, for example, Eastern Ghouta is now liberated. This morning, the final buses of terrorists are leaving Douma, which is the last stronghold that terrorists are present in Eastern Al-Ghouta, and the Syrian people are now celebrating both the fastness of their government, of their homeland, and also the victory of Eastern Al-Ghouta. As you know, terrorists in Eastern Al-Ghouta have been occupying that area for years, and they have been getting the support of regional and Western countries, on top of which the terrorists were defeated in Eastern Al-Ghouta. The supporters of those terrorist groups are now launching attacks directly on Damascus. But they're saying that they are steadfast, that they will continue their support to the they will not be defeated, despite the fact that there are more and more attacks by Western countries and the United States on their homeland. So you can see how Syrians are important that messages for them to convey in front of the media outlets over there in the main square in Damascus and the biggest square in Damascus, the Umayyad Square.
All right, that was Mohammed Ali, our correspondent in Damascus, and these are live images from Damascus, from, as our correspondent put it, the main, where you see crowds of people chanting slogans, waving banners in support of the Damascus government, only an hour or so after this attack that was launched. And you also, on the left side of your screen, now you have live images from Aleppo, where everything looks normal. Well, we got breaking news pouring in with the Syrian government calling this attack as a flagrant violation, which is doomed to fail. And one interesting point, and the Pentagon official just an hour ago or so, they said that they have used double the amount of ammunition and weapons that they used on compared to the previous attack launched against Damascus. And now an official with the government is saying that around 30 missiles, the U.S. wants to be Tomahawk missiles, that it was mentioned, 30 missiles were fired by the U.S.-led coalition, the U.S., Britain, and France. And they are saying that 1/3 of those missiles were shot down by the Syrian army. Well, the Pentagon general who was briefing the reporters together with Mr. James at a later stage, the Syrian government is saying that 1/3 of the missiles fired down. Well, this attack happened right after, immediately after we were covering this live here on Press TV, that Trump said that he has ordered this military action to be taken by the U.S. military. Right afterward, we had the British Prime Minister Theresa May also saying that she has then made the same order, and that we had Emmanuel Macron's order on this attack. So let's see regarding that speech that initially Trump made concerning this military action. We have parts of them to play for you.
My fellow Americans, a short time ago, I ordered the United States Armed Forces to launch precision strikes on targets associated with the chemical weapons capabilities of Syrian dictators